Good evening. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. So one thing a speaker doesn't want to do is interrupt good fellowship, but we're going to go ahead and do that anyway. So welcome. Good evening and welcome to the Boardman Civic Association's 35th Annual Academic Achievement Awards. I'm Mark Luke, a member of the Boardman Civic Association. We're pleased you're all joining us here this evening. In 1990, BCA members organized and led the effort to start this Academic Achievement Dinner and the Scholarship Awards, and it's been flourishing for 35 years. So we thank you for joining us this evening, celebrate the academic achievements of our Boardman resident students. We'll open with the Pledge of Allegiance and an invocation. Please stand. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. If we can all bow our heads. Dear God, thank you for bringing us all together to celebrate these 6 wonderful seniors and their amazing academic and civic accomplishments. We pray for them as they finish out their high school careers and ask you to successfully guide them through their next chapters in life. We express our gratitude for a safe evening ahead and ask that you bless the food we are about to enjoy together. In your name, amen.
Amen. Thank you, McKenna. You may be seated. As is our tradition at all of our Boardman Civic Association dinners, we ask that all veterans who have served in the United States military or are currently serving, please stand or raise your hands that we may recognize you. I did see earlier today a press release went out from the Boardman Local School District that there's going to be a military signing event this Friday afternoon. And that there are 13 seniors from Boardman High School who will be entering into military service. Amongst them is Joshua Segul, Dan Segul's son. Dan is one of our association members and a past president. And this is really a special opportunity. Josh is signing up to go into the Coast Guard. So, while we go about our daily lives, let's remember those who serve us in the military and those who are about to, and sign up willingly that they may serve our country to protect our sovereignty and our freedoms going into the future. Thank you, and God bless all of you, including your son, Dan. Scholarship sponsors are listed in your program, so please take a moment during the dinner this evening to look at the generosity of the individuals and businesses that are listed there. And in a moment, the catering staff will come by and release you from your tables to enjoy our wonderful dinner and good fellowship. And afterwards, we're going to start our program. Thank you. Feel free to talk amongst yourselves. Go ahead. Okay, welcome back, everyone. And good evening once again. How about if we give a nice thank you to a la carte catering for that wonderful meal this evening. We'd also like to thank the Boardman Schools Television Network and the great history that they provide. It's really an amazing part of Boardman Schools. And tonight, joining us this evening are their coordinators, Joe Holobaugh and Amy Radinovic, as well as students Zach Bagnoli and Hunter Smith. Thank you all very much. A few guest introductions this evening also. 2 township trustees are with us here tonight, Tom Costello and Steve Iacovone. Gentlemen, thank you. Also, school board member Vicki Davis. Vicki. Boardman Schools Superintendent Chris Neifer. And our Mahoning Area County Court Judge, Judge Joseph Hauser. Judge. The judge was also a part of the original group that did the original planning for this evening, the original committee. So thank you, Judge. At this time, it's my pleasure to introduce the president of our Boardman Civic Association, McKenna Ozinger.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us tonight. And again, congratulations to our 6 wonderful winners. Just want to give a big shout out to the BCA board members, Vice President Meg Harris, Treasurer Mark Hadley, Secretary Mark Luke, Jeff Barone, Attorney Marty Bushy, Karen McCollum, Tim Saxton, Rick Schaefer, Joe Sylvester Jr., Tommy Testa, and Kevin Willis. We can all give us a round of applause. Without them, none of this would come together, and we have 3 other wonderful events that we put on each year. So thank you to all of you guys for your time and dedication to the board. For those of you who are new faces with us tonight, I just want to give a little bit of background information about the Boardman Civic Association. So the BCA, or the Boardman Civic Association, is a group of local business, civic, and community leaders interested in the general welfare and development of Boardman Township. We have quarterly meetings to receive updates on matters in the township, as well as news on the schools, park systems, and business environment in Boardman. The BCA promotes community pride through our annual Building Awards and Citizen of the Year Award, election forums for candidates and issue speakers at our September meeting, and of course our scholarship awards, recognizing graduating students, which is why we are all here tonight. If you are interested in a membership, it is quite the bargain for the networking, fellowship, and also fine dining events like we have tonight. Membership information is available to you on the tabletop flyers right in front of you. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to any of the board members that are here tonight, or you can visit our website at boardmancivic.com. Thank you so much.
By way of a civic announcement, tomorrow is the first Tuesday after the first Monday in the month of May in a non-presidential election year, which makes it Election Day. Tomorrow's Election Day in the state of Ohio. And for those of you in Mahoney County and in certain precincts, please check and see. If you have the privilege to be a registered voter, this great country that we have, please consider exercising that freedom tomorrow. Typically at this time, we'll have like a minute for civics or a this happened in history, and some of the members like this. I particularly like this, and I have the microphone, so I'm going to go ahead and do what I'd like to do for the time being. So this day in history, 1862, troops led by Ignacio Zaragoza halt a French invasion in the Battle of Puebla in Mexico. This battle and its significance in Mexican history has become recognized and celebrated as Cinco de Mayo. In 1904, pitching for the Philadelphia Athletics at the Huntington Avenue grounds, Cy Young of the Boston Americans throws the first perfect game in the modern era of baseball. Interestingly enough, Cy Young never won the Cy Young Award. True part of history. I thought you would laugh harder at that. Okay. In 1973, Secretariat wins the Kentucky Derby in 1:59 and 2/5 seconds. Still the record in the Kentucky Derby. And yes, that's right, Secretariat also never won the Cy Young Award. Wow. Hold on. That's never going to happen again. Okay. It's my pleasure to introduce our keynote speaker this evening, Dr. Robert Johnson. A Boardman native, he is a Boardman High School graduate, a Youngstown State University graduate in Combined Sciences, and earned a doctorate of dental surgery from the Ohio State University College of Dentistry. Dr. Johnson owns and operates Johnson Family Dental in Boardman alongside his 2 sons, Dr. Eric and Kevin. Dr. Johnson has served as the team dental consultant for the YSU Athletics since 1987, has been the forensic odontologist for the Mahoney County Coroner since 1983. The Johnson family have a long history of community service to their hometown, including philanthropic sponsorships and donations, Boardman Civic Association leadership, and Dr. Bob's long tenure as a Boardman Park Commissioner. Bob is a past Boardman Civic Association board member, president, and was a member of the committee that organized our first Academic Achievement Dinner in 1990. His family includes his lovely wife, Jan, who's joining us here this evening, 3 children, 4 grandchildren, and 2 on the way. So let's give a please warm welcome to keynote speaker, Dr. Bob Johnson.
Welcome, everyone, and welcome, students, because this night is really about you. I do want to tell you it's an honor to come back here. 35 years ago, Elaine Mancini, who was president of Boardman Civic at the time, and Joe Hauser, who was vice president, Joe Hauser, who was president, we got together and said, hey, let's do something different for academic excellence. So we had heard through Elaine's husband, who taught at Fitch, that they did a banquet to recognize students who had, I think, a 3, 2, and above. So Elaine and I went to see that. Joe was like, my year's over, you can do it next year. So we did, and that's what we put together. Only we did something different. We offered 2 scholarships to 2 students out of that class. So back then, we invited everybody who was a 3.5 or above, which meant we had a lot of students here. And we invited students from Boardman High School, from Moody, and from Ursuline who lived in the Boardman School District. So that's kind of where this whole thing started. And it blossomed. The first one was at the Moonraker. And those of you under 30 have no idea what I'm talking about. But for the other ones around here, there's probably some fond memories of that restaurant. And it was a really good place to be. And it was a great place to kick off honoring academic achievement. And that's really what this is about. You know, education is looked upon differently sometimes. But I will tell you, I've graduated and sat through a lot of graduations in my time. And I will tell you, I'm not going to be one of those speakers who's up here for a long time, because no one wants to hear me speak. This isn't about me, it's about them, okay? But education is critical. Carl Rogers said the only person who is educated is the one who has learned how to change. Think about that. Your education, although it's ending at your high schools at this point, is now just starting. And everything you think you knew, you're going to find out you really didn't. And you're going to learn things that none of us even have a clue about. Some of us have been here a few years. There are things that happened in Boardman High School in 1974 when I graduated that the graduates now would laugh at. That's okay, because we've learned how to make education better. We've learned how to make what our futures are better. So with this starting in 1990, we're now at 35 years. People would say, well, that's nice. No, it means we have a community that recognizes the importance of education. We have an organization like Boardman Civic who says, you know what? These kids have worked hard to get where they're at. And a lot of this goes to your effort. So I'm going to applaud you for all your hard work and everything you've done, because it's not easy to be high academics. It's easy to kind of slack off. It's easier sometimes to say, I don't really need to study. Not that I ever did that, okay? But I want to recognize your achievement and your hard work. But I also want to recognize the parents that are here. Because for the parents, there's a lot of work too. Might not be teaching you algebra or chemistry or music even. But it's teaching you how to be a good student. It's teaching you what to value. And when you learn that, you then become a better student. So all the parents, stand up. Every parent that's in here, stand up. These are people that also need to be, come. Now with that being said, there's also a lot of other people that are part of your success. Friends, families, grandparents, teachers. You know, it's funny, there's someone receiving an award tonight, and I won't call her name out, but she happened to have this crazy second grade teacher many, many years ago. There are people who affect our lives, not just our parents, but grandparents, maybe a pastor or a priest, your neighbor. but people that will help you to continue to grow. This is kind of a cool opportunity for you. Everything's kind of ending and you're like, wow, this is neat. I get to graduate and move on. And that's fun, but it's scary. Because this is something we haven't done before. But you guys have the tools. You've proven that. I have no doubt you won't succeed. What's ahead for you? College, maybe graduate school. We don't know that, do we? We don't know where life's going to take us. But we do know that if you have a strong education, you're in the best position to succeed. And that's because of your effort and the other people around you. So, the 6 graduates, will you please stand for a second? I want to recognize and thank you for your hard work, for your dedication, because you are the people who will make our future better. Not us, not old guys like me anymore, okay? It's you. So thank you for all that you've done. All right, I promised you I wasn't going to speak long, and I hope to keep that promise. But I want to thank everybody who's here tonight. Elaine and I never thought this would be like this 35 years ago. We just thought, hey, here's a cool idea. Let's see if it works. That first year, we gave out 2 scholarships, and they were $500, and we had to stretch to get those. You should be proud of what you've accomplished. We are. Everybody that's in here is, or they wouldn't be here tonight to honor you. I'm going to leave you with a quote from Nelson Mandela. It says, education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Bob, and thank you for being here tonight and speaking to us. We'd love to hear about the history because you have to know your history to know where you're going in life, right? You have to know where you've been to know where you're going. And for you to salute the family members and parents and everyone is just wonderful and appropriate. So now we move on to our presentation of students. The criteria to be invited to the Academic Achievement Awards is 2025 graduate. We're taking that on faith. Please continue, go through that process. Boardman resident student, and a 3.5 GPA or above. For this academic class, there were over 160 students who were eligible in Boardman Township. We received applications from students who met these criteria representing Boardman, Cardinal Mooney, and Ursuline high schools. Applications filled with accomplishments in academics, athletics, arts, school and community involvement, and work experiences. As a matter of fact, I think every student here this evening has had some type of work experience. When I invite you to come forward to accept your award, we ask you to please take a minute or two and tell us about what you think you see in your future. So the first award winner tonight is Cassandra Austin from Boardman High School. National Arts Honor Society, Italian Club, Italian National Honor Society, Art Club, and a varsity girls lacrosse player who was the first player in school history to score 100 career goals. Her future educational interest is marine science. Let's welcome and congratulate Cassandra Austin.
Hi, my name is Cassie Austin. I go to Boardman High School. First of all, I'd like to thank the Civic Association for this award. I'm honored to be a recipient of it. This fall, I plan on attending Coastal Carolina University to major in marine science, and I will also be a part of their honors college. Outside of school, I volunteer at Angels for Animals. It's an animal shelter, and I work in the dog wing with dogs. I am fortunate enough to be a part of the EnviroCon team at Boardman, and I will be attending states this June for the second time to represent Boardman. And I'm a 4-year varsity letter winner in lacrosse, and I'm currently the record holder for most career goals. Thank you again for this opportunity.
And a side note, the president of our organization, McKenna Ossinger, is the head coach for Mooney Lacrosse, who plays Boardman Lacrosse tomorrow night. So tonight you get to see her, and tomorrow night you get to see her. So good luck to both teams. Very good. Thank you, Cassandra. Our next scholarship award winner is Bond, Jordan Bond. Boardman High School, yeah. National Honor Society member, Link Crew, choir, Boardman School's television network head manager, and is a freelance videographer and photographer. His future educational interest is media production and broadcast engineering. Let's congratulate Jordan Bond.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, and members of the Boardman Civic Association. Thank you so much for this incredible honor. As I stand here accepting the Boardman Civic Association's Academic Achievement Award, I am filled with both deep gratitude and pride. This award is not just a marker of personal achievement. It reflects the incredible people, mentors, and experiences that have shaped me along the way. Throughout high school, I've worked hard, not only in media, but also in my academics. I've maintained a 3.97 GPA and been inducted into the National Honor Society. I've also been a part of programs such as Link Crew and Big Spartan Little Spartan. Through these programs, I've had the chance to mentor and support younger students that otherwise I would have never been able to touch and be able to shape into the future. These experiences have taught me leadership, responsibility, and the importance of giving back, lessons that have strengthened both who I am and how I approach everything that I do. My journey in media began with my very first broadcast with the Boardman School's television network. I remember nervously manning the camera, hoping that everything would go smoothly, even though I had no idea what was going on. I remember the adrenaline of the moment, the weight of the responsibility, and the fear of making mistakes, but also the rush that came with it, of seeing a live production come to life. Over time, that nervousness transformed into confidence, and in going into my senior year, I ended up becoming the head student manager of the Boardman School's television network, leading a team, making fast decisions, and orchestrating complex live streams with both precision and pride. However, the confidence and skills that I've learned didn't come overnight. They came through years of hard work, trial and error, and most importantly, the support of the people around me. People such as Mr. Joe Hollabaugh, our BSTN advisor and head of the program. Thank you for being more than just a supervisor. You've been a steady leader, a guide, and somebody who has always pushed me to aim higher no matter the situation. Your belief in excellence, your patience, and your passion for both the passion of the craft and the people behind it shape the way I lead today. It's something that I'll take with me no matter where I go. I would also like to recognize some of the student mentors that came before me and helped shape the person that I am today, such as Lucas Peters, who gave me one of my first chances to direct, setting me on the path to becoming head manager and sparking my love for production, aiming me to the college path that I've chosen, as well as Antonio Jacobson, who was not just a mentor, but also became one of my closest friends, guiding me in everything from equipment and filmmaking knowledge to even just how to make a warm, welcoming atmosphere in such a small group of kids. And finally, Michael's professionalism and deep knowledge pushed me to reach my potential and raise the bar for everyone around me, including myself. But finally, I'd like to give my heartfelt thanks to my parents. Mom and Dad, you've been with me through every moment, every game, every time the equipment didn't work right, every heart-pounding moment, and every small victory that we celebrated together. You've seen me at my most excited and my most frustrated, and you stood by me, encouraging me, and it reminds me every day why I keep doing what I love to do. You have taught me the value of hard work and resilience, not just by telling me, but by showing me every day through your actions, whether it be driving me to events before I got my license, staying up late just to hear about how the broadcast went and asking me what happened, or even just remind me to take care of myself when I get too caught up in what I'm doing and I get just so overwhelmed with projects that I need to take a step back. Your constant love and support have been the foundation under everything that I've achieved, and I wouldn't be the person I am today without you. I'm endlessly grateful for the sacrifices you've made and the belief that you guys have always had in me. I love you guys and I thank you. But what I love most about media is not just the cameras or the equipment. It's the way that it can connect people. Through BSTN, I've seen families light up during their kids' games, grandparents smiling as they watch concerts online, and even neighbors tuning into local events that they couldn't attend in person. Our work continues to give Boardman a shared heartbeat, making sure that no matter where people are, they can be part of the moments that matter. And I feel that that is the true magic of media. It brings people together, builds connection, and reminds us that we're part of something much, much bigger than ourselves. And so as I head off to Youngstown State University to study media and live broadcasting, I'm excited to keep chasing that passion, to keep telling stories that inspire, inform, and unite communities. To the Boardman Civic Association, my mentors, my family, and my friends, thank you, genuinely. Your belief in me has made all the difference, and I promise to carry the spirit of this community with me into everything that I do moving forward. Although it is bittersweet to be leaving a place that I have known and built for 4 years, I'd like to remind myself in the words of Tyler Okoma, sometimes you have to close a door to open a window. And so as I close this chapter of my life, I welcome the future with open arms, ready to grow, create, and carry forward everything that Boardman has offered me. Here's to the next chapter and to the community that helped me get there. Thank you all.
I think you made a lot of people cry. Mom, for sure. Thank you, Jordan. That was wonderful. Clearly, you're as comfortable in front of the camera as you are behind the camera, so that's great. And to speak about your educational influences, and Mr. Hollabaugh, who's a special guy himself, it was wonderful to hear all that. And yeah, this is just wonderful. Bob, how you recognize the parents tonight, and the students are recognizing them as well. This is really just very special times. Our next scholarship award winner is Juliana Douglas from Boardman High School, National Honor Society member, Math Club, Key Club, Chamber Orchestra Symphony, Pit and Project Mayhem, and Senior Class Vice President. When we as an organization reach out to solicit contributions for sponsorships, we reach out to businesses and individuals around our community. And one such company we have partnered with over the years is Akron Children's Hospital. So Akron Children's Hospital, as you probably noticed in your program, is a full scholarship sponsor this year. And we're really very pleased tonight to have Nicole Mansky with us from their pediatrics section of Akron Children's Hospital here in Boardman, representing them. And that scholarship is going to go to Juliana Douglas because her future educational interest is in nursing with a concentration in pediatrics. So let's give a congratulatory applause to Juliana Douglas. Congratulations. Very good.
Wow, Jordan, I don't know if I could top that one, but hi, my name is Juliana Douglas, and I am a Boardman High School graduate of the class of 2025. First, I'd like to thank the Boardman Civic Association for this award. I'm very grateful. I'd also love to thank my parents because without them, I couldn't be here. So, okay, so to tell you a little bit about myself, I am involved in many things in my school and a leader in most. I am the president of the math club. I'm the vice president of my class, vice president of the National Honor Society, which through the National Honor Society, I get to volunteer at events that have to deal with the Down Syndrome Association and I was thinking the bell ring, the Salvation Army, and places here, Boardman Park. I'm also the vice president of the orchestra, which that's kind of my home at school. I'm also a librarian and a manager and the torchbearer, which is gifted to somebody who encompasses what the orchestra believes. And I help organize chaos there, which I love to do. Also, on top of all of those things, I've managed to keep a 4.0 and graduate with first in class, which I'm very proud of. Outside of the school year, I actually work here at Boardman Park at Adventure Day Camp. I started attending the camp when I was 5, and now I work here as an instructor. And sometime between the two, I volunteered for about 600 hours here just for fun. So I do love it very much. And with that, I learned my passion for the youth, and I'll be attending Kent State to major in nursing and specifically pediatrics to hope to spread my compassion to all the youth that I can. So yeah, thank you.
Congratulations, and thank you very much. Our next scholarship winner is Ashton Hoover, Boardman High School. National Honor Society, Spanish National Honor Society, Spanish Club, basketball, football, and lacrosse teams, and a member of the 2025 All-Ohio Academic Football Team Award. So his future educational interest is biochemistry and pre-medicine. Please welcome Ashton Hoover. This will be my last year up here. Congratulations.
Hello, my name is Ashton Hoover, and I'm a graduating senior from Boardman High School. I would like to thank the Boardman Civic Association for this scholarship, and I would like to thank my parents for helping me get to where I am now. A little bit about myself. As you could tell, I am big in sports. Sports have always been a big part of my life, and I feel like that is what taught me, like, at a very young age, that you got to work hard in order to if you have a goal, you got to work pretty hard in order to get there. So I think that had a really nice foundation at a young age, and that let me really succeed in high school. So in high school, staying with athletics, I played football, lacrosse, and basketball, and I was honored to be team captain of both the lacrosse and the football teams. But on top of that, I also prioritized my academics, which I maintained a 4.0 GPA and will be graduating first in class. And for my extracurriculars, I was in National Honor Society, Amigos and Amici Club, and Big Spartan, Little Spartan. And all the hard work I put in, I feel like is really starting to pay off. And I will be going to Youngstown State University once I graduate. And I will be majoring in biochemistry on a pre-medicine route. And from there, I will be trying to pursue my dream of becoming a physician. So, yeah, thank you.
Congratulations, and thank you. Our next scholarship winner is Livia Hunt, Cardinal Mooney High School. National Honor Society member, Quiz Bowl, Spanish Club, soccer, softball, track and tennis, and is a certified Handel's yogurt scooper. That was listed on the application. It was on your application. That is a skill that not many people have. So let's be proud of that. So we have a little fun here tonight, but her future educational interest is mechanical engineering. Let's welcome Livia Hunt.
Hi, my name is Olivia Hunt. I'm attending Cardinal Mooney High School, and I will be graduating this year. And also, as of 2 months ago, I'm on the lacrosse team, thanks to McKenna over there. I'm involved in all what he said, along with Link Crew, Student Council, Student Ambassadors. I'm head of our broadcast journalism, and I do, as my mom says, way too many volunteer options that I have at school. I love volunteering. I love volunteering and helping others. It's one of my favorite things, because seeing the smile on other people's faces is what brings me joy every day. And that's the only reason that I do what I do, or I'd probably be at home sleeping all the time. But I'd like to thank my parents for always encouraging me to do things, my club coach for pushing me to be harder, even if I didn't want to work harder, and then all my friends along the way that were just here for me the entire time. Thank you.
Thank you, Livia. Congratulations. Our sixth scholarship awardee is Andrew Sjogren, Ursuline High School, National Honor Society, Marisi Medical Program, varsity tennis, esports team, and is a civilian volunteer with the local hospital system's police department. Future educational interest is pre-pharmacy. Let's welcome and congratulate Andrew Sjogren.
Good evening, and thank you, Boardman Civic Association, for this scholarship, and congratulations to all of you. A big thank you to my family, my parents, my grandparents for being here tonight, and who have supported me through every step of my education. I plan on attending Youngstown State University in the fall, as a pre-pharmacy student, and I would like to go to Neomed after to get my doctorate degree. I'm honored in receiving the scholarship tonight from the community I've always called home, and I'm proud to be a member of. Thank you.
Well, congratulations, Andrew, and thank you. I know we've done this before, but we need to congratulate these students again, because as we go through this world and society, we see the negative headlines, and we understand that news is news, and sometimes it's not all good news. We can tell you from an organization that reviews these scholarship applications, these are special students and special people in our society, operating right among us, working among us, going to church with them, living in our communities, and there is good news out there. And there's hope for tomorrow. There always is. But read these applications and you will see that there's hope for tomorrow. There are people who are working very hard along with all of your help. So let's again give a round of applause to these students. By way of thank yous, we thank, of course, our speaker this evening, Dr. Bob Johnson. We're so happy you could join us, Bob, and Jan being with us here tonight. Our scholarship sponsors, Boardman Park, Boardman Schools Television Network, members of our board, Marty Bushy, Meg Harris, Mark Cadley, Karen McCallum, and our president, McKenna. Thank you for helping out so much. The students and families, of course, and everyone here tonight. So thank you for joining us this evening as we celebrate the academic achievements of our Boardman resident students. And congratulations, of course, to the award winners. And students, understand, these are not participation awards. You have earned these. As Dr. Johnson told us, you have worked hard alongside many people in your life to get you where you are. And your future is bright, and we encourage you to embrace it, but understand these awards are because you've earned them. Boardman has an amazing amount of diverse opportunities in almost any area of life, including family activities, education, commerce, healthcare, recreation, community service, and faith. Let's continue to take advantage of these opportunities or enjoy them for the first time and preserve Boardman's motto, a nice place to call home. We thank you for attending. God bless and good night.